All right, guys, here's phase 12 Friday. We're doing 4 rounds of 60 seconds work with a 20-second break, no finisher today.
That's right, we're going to be doing some straight sets, starting with what's called the tempo squat with a slight pause. We're going to go 5 seconds down with the pause at the bottom. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. You're more than welcome to extend the weight plate or then keep it tight to your chest. And then up. Then it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And up. You're going to see a lot of people trying to rush through that. Just try to get them to slow down. Really get to enjoy that squat pattern. What's nice about that is if they can't do the squat without assistance, they can still do the tempo squat while using our modification of the rack squat. So in that one, they just would grab the rack and it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, and then up. So they're focused on getting that nice tall chest with those arms about, just away from the rack, about arms length away. Alright? So that's going to be the first exercise. Second exercise, not going to require much modifications here. We're just going to try to go as heavy as we can with our farmer carries. So for 60 seconds, we need to make sure that we're choosing a weight that's not only hard, but that's doable. Okay, 6 seconds is a long time to do a farmer carries for. So, farmer carries, get a good grip. I recommend kettlebells, but you're more welcome to do dumbbells. Then I want you guys to think about getting a nice tall chest while you push the weight to the ground. So push down, get tall. Push down, get tall, and then carry. What that does is it makes this a core exercise. Farmer carries are all about the core. Now, there are ways to make farmer carries even further more challenging. I'm going to think about marching as I farmer carry, but on that, I don't want to wobble from side to side. I need to make sure I have the stability to do that. So if you do have some people who just need a little bit more, let's think about a little more of a challenge, but they're not able to go heavier because of their grip strength, you can always go into more of a march, but that is going to be for the very, very, very fit people. All right?
Remember, you can do dumbbells or kettlebells. We're going to have a lot more modification ability inside of dumbbells, so just make sure they pick a weight that's right for them, and dumbbells might give them a little bit more variation on that.
Right. So when we're done with farmer carries, we're going to go over here to our rib trainers. So we're going to have some rib trainers attached up here to the middle anchors. Okay, so for the middle anchors, we're going to stand out so I get a little bit of tension in this band here. Okay, we're going to go medium and heavy for the band to just keep people from going out very far onto the rubbers. Now,
all right, guys, we made a quick little adjustment there. You see how we changed it over to a band instead? The rip trainer was getting out there just a little too far for us, so we went decided to do that so that way we wouldn't run into the people doing farmer's carry. So we are going to put bands up. Orange for sure. You can maybe toss a red one on there as well, but Nate's finding that the orange band is plenty hard. Okay, he's going to take over from there.
Right, so when we start a rip trainer lateral walk, start with a little bit of tension in the band, so don't start with slack. Bring it out here. Middle of the rib trainer where it can come apart is lined up with my belly button. Straight out front, chest out, shoulders back. I'm stepping out as far as I can. I'm not getting past the turf. Then outside leg in as I walk. So if I take that first step and I step in with that inside leg, that's a giant step in. It's not as challenging. But if I take the small steps out and I take small steps in, then the step in is just as challenging as the step out. So over the course of 4 rounds, one direction for 60 seconds, then have them switch and do 60 seconds facing the other directions. Alright? Try the hardest, try your best to keep the arms out in front. Remember, lever arms, the farther away it is from the body, the more challenging the movement pattern does become. And it's going to be easier to clean now that we have the rip trainers going to be spraying down the handle. Station number 4. We're actually going to be doing slams, but in the tall kneeling variety, meaning that we're going to try to get down on both knees, toes in the ground. Again, if the person can't kneel because of knee issues, just have them do standing slam. But medicine ball comes up. We're just going to go above the head if we don't have shoulder limitations. If we have some shoulder limitations, let's go just past the eye line. Then what we're working on this one is actually more of that hip hinge. Notice how the hips go back during the slam, and I grab the ball, come up, like a kettlebell swing, what I'm doing with my hips as I go back and forth. Glutes are on, coming back, push those butts back, glutes are on. Then I'm grabbing that ball, and I'm getting a lot of slams in over the course of 60 seconds, but I'm not doing it standing. Okay, it's more of that hip hinge going back and forth, and I'm bringing it down just from the overhead position. Okay, so that's going to be you guys' station number 4. Station number 5 is going to be reverse crunches. So you're more than welcome to lay out mats if you want for this station. Otherwise, I can do this line on the turf. Or we just lay down on our backs. We can then from there plant our hands firmly into the ground. I will then extend my legs out, bring them in, lift up for the hardest progression of this movement pattern. And I'm trying my best to not swing my legs to give me momentum. I'm trying to do it under control as I do that reverse crunch. Now, not everybody can do the reverse crunch to that full extension. So some people have to do more of what's called just like a leg curl to the chest. It's like the exact opposite of a sit-up pattern. So instead of bringing the chest up, what I do is I bring the knees in more of a curl as opposed to trying to shoot my legs up into the air. And that still works the core then over the course of that 60 seconds. If they really need some support, they are more than welcome to grab onto the one bodies. They can grab onto those rings if they need a little bit extra support as well.
You can always use a dead bug there too if we really need to regress because somebody's lower back.